What's going on, bottom line viewers? It's Mitch back here with another draft day trade breakdown. And in this video, I'm going to give you my thoughts on why the Dolphins absolutely made a stellar trade with excellent value for Matt Breida. Breida has now been traded to the Miami Dolphins and looks to be their starting running back for the 2020 NFL season. Before I give you my thoughts on this trade, Breida to the Miami Dolphins, make sure that you do Gronk spike the like button and, of course, subscribe to the Bottom Line View for more NFL draft breakdowns and overall NFL analysis just like this. Also, comment your opinion below. Let me know what you thought of the Matt Breida trade. Do you think he's going to go off for the Miami Dolphins? Or do you think he's not going to be as productive on Miami? Let me know in the comment section below. Always like hearing your opinion. All right, Matt Breida, who personally is kind of one of the more underrated running backs in the NFL, at least I believe so, and personally one of my favorite running backs in the NFL when I get to watch him. He's just so fast, man. This guy has game-breaking speed, and that's the thing that I think is really going to be nice for Miami, because when you look at the Miami offense, they don't really quite have that guy with upper echelon speed on their offense that can make a huge play or take the football from any area on the field and create a 60, 70-yard touchdown. And Matt Breida, as a part of the 49ers, constantly hit on big plays. And that's because he's one of the fastest straight-line running backs in the NFL. And like I said, I think he's underrated because he's been a part of this committee of backs and hasn't really been able to show off his skills as a three-down back, as a guy that can just be on his own as a workhorse bell cow back. Now, I don't think he's actually going to be that in Miami because, first, that's not the Brian Flores Patriot-esque way, which is the way that he's teaching and running his team in Miami. But I don't think Breida quite can be a bell cow back in the NFL. One, he's not really versatile enough as an inside runner and kind of big enough to take on constant contact and a lot of carries. And number two, the guy has dealt with a lot of injuries and he's banged up quite often, which I just feel like every time he's been given the opportunity to become that back for the 49ers, he just hasn't been able to execute on that and been able to live up to that name because he can't deal with it. His body can't deal with it. This guy's a racehorse. Like I said, he's one of the fastest running backs in the NFL. And those type of running backs rarely are bell cow backs. They're more likely change of pace backs. And when I look at what the Dolphins are going to be doing at the running back position this year, of course, they traded Kenyon Drake to Arizona. He's played a lot better in Arizona than he ever did in Miami. But I think with Breida, what he can give an offense is definitely, like I said, speed, big play capability, good vision. He's great in the zone scheme, what the 49ers ran. Now, I think it's going to be slightly different what Miami does run in terms of type of run plays and run scheme overall. It's not quite the Shanahan run scheme. And he also gives you a pretty good receiver out of the backfield. I think that's something that's slightly underrated in his game, is the ability to catch, run routes, and get open versus linebackers. I think his quickness and his speed allow him to do that, and very difficult matchup out of the backfield. So I think Brian Flores has a running back that he hasn't really had. You know, Kenyon Drake was a little bit that, but I just feel like overall Breida, that home run hitter combined with the hands as well, is going to be a nice complement to the running back they've already signed in Jordan Howard. And Jordan Howard's more of a power back. He's more of a, I'm going to keep my legs, turning forward to churn out those yards and get, the 4th and 1 or get into the end zone on a 1st and goal, 2nd and goal. He's the goal line back. He's the short yardage back. He's the power back. He's the back when you're winning and you need to run out the clock. That's what Jordan Howard is. Matt Breida is going to be the guy to create the big play, to come out on 3rd down and pass block and catch the ball. He's going to be the screen guy. Jordan Howard can do a little bit of that stuff, but certainly not as effective as Matt Breida. So that's why I love how they've kind of created and formed this running back backfield, and I think it's going to be significantly better than last year, where I would say it's probably the least talented in the league, at least going somewhere into the middle of the league now. with Breida and Jordan Howard. So they traded a 5th-round pick for him, which I think is excellent value. And the reason why I think it's excellent value, not trying to hate on any 49ers fans or the 49ers organization out there, I think a 5th-round pick, you simply weren't going to get a guy like Breida in the 5th round. You weren't. Plus, it's better to spend a guy like Matt Breida, who's proven in the NFL, who's still quite young. I think he's only 25, so he's still got a lot of legs left, and he's still got some years in front of him playing the running back position in the NFL. And because he's never been that workhorse back, he hasn't really had to take, a lot of hits. So for me, 5th round, you're not going to find a guy as fast as Matt Breida in the 5th round. Even in a running back loaded class that was the 2020 draft, you weren't going to find somebody like that. I would argue he would have been the fastest running back in this draft class. So to me, a 5th round pick simply isn't good value in that proposition. Now, when I look at it from the 49ers side of things, they have a lot of running backs. So I understand why they did it. And there's been rumors that Matt Breida was going to be traded all along. And when you take a look at the 49ers depth chart in terms of the running back position, I mean, they have running back after running back after running back. I mean, Raheem Mostert was excellent for them in the playoffs last year, and he's kind of the same type of back as Matt Breida. I wouldn't say he's the receiver that Breida is, and I wouldn't say he's as agile, but Mostert's certainly a stronger runner, and he's also probably even a little faster than Matt Breida is, which is crazy. They also have Tevin Coleman, who is that receiving back in their offense. And they have Jerick McKinnon, who they're looking to get back on the field this year. So they have a lot of guys, as well as Jeff Wilson. So, I mean, they have a lot of guys at the running back position. And, Kyle Juszczyk as well at fullback. So for the Dolphins, he's going to be a lot more valuable than he would ever be to the San Francisco 49ers, at least going into this season. So I understand why they got rid of that cap. It was a $3 million cap, which, by the way, for the Dolphins, that's nothing because they have tons of cap space. But for the 49ers, they need to work on that cap space, and they probably weren't going to re-sign him after this year because he is a free agent next year. So at least for Breida's sake, he gets to go to a team where he's going to see a lot of touches, carries, catches, and he can look to bank on that for free agency, which is a tough position to bank on at the running back position. It's hard to make money there. But now that he's going to gain more touches and all that, it's going to help him for free agency. It's almost a good thing, for him, or like a favor that Shanahan and Lynch did by trading him to at least financially help him going forward in his career and in his pursuits. With that 5th round pick in the Breida trade, the 49ers did select West Virginia tackle Colton McKivitz. I think that's how you pronounce his name, but regardless, I'm not too sure how good the player is. You could find out, and I'm sure we'll find out pretty quickly, but as a 5th round pick, as a 5th round draft pick, really what I look at is, did he fit a need? And to me, sure, maybe he's never a great player in the NFL, but he fit a need because, Joe Staley, he retired, and then they went out, they traded for Trent Williams. But having depth at the tackle position is very important, especially with Williams' injury history. So I think this draft pick did make some sense. And no, he probably will never be as quality, as talented as a Matt Breida, but you never know when you're going to need that extra tackle. You never know when he's going to need to step up. He probably won't be even one of their top backups in 2020. But down the road, it's always important to have those guys in your building. So not a bad selection. I do think that there were other positions that could have been more worthy, like the corner position for them, or potentially safety or linebacker depth. But to me, tackle, not a bad decision in the 5th round. So for me, I really like the move for mostly the Dolphins, but I understand it from the 49ers' point of view. So to me, the winner is the Dolphins for this trade, but you got to understand it, and this is the NFL, this is a business, and this is about money, and this is about who you can pay and who you can't pay. So I get it from both sides. Matt Breida now, though, is a Miami Dolphin, and I would be scared, AFC East fans, because, man, that guy can turn on the burners, and if you give him a hole, if you give him a crease, he might be gone for 6. So let me know, Dolphins fans, in the comments, what you think of Breida. Are you excited to have him on your team? Are you excited to see him run that rock? Let me know in the comment section below. Also, Gronk Spike the like button, and subscribe to the channel for more NFL analysis just like this. Peace.